Okay, there we go. End scene, start scene. However we do it. Wait a minute, guys. You came back to the Shlicketty Do cast. Oh, look at that. Oh, Captain Mike doesn't like when I throw stuff in that direction. I gotta throw it the left. We'll ask him in a bit. How you doing? It's a Shlicketty Newcast. I'm your host, Aaron Forsyth. Thanks for tuning back on in. We're fumbling, we're troubling. It's the best show, worst show. That stinks, but I'm glad you like it. We love you. Wait, who's that a knocking? Who's that a knocking? It's Mike. Mike Anderson.
Oh, is it me and my game
Open up. Yeah, open it up. Jesus.
No, you threw the thing and it hit the ground and it made like a popping sound.
Oh yeah.
Like it was like, and I was just picturing like that stuff it's made out of just like snapping off. You know what I mean? Like one of those little talk triangles, just like snapping off like a broken leg off a Swedish couch.
We're making our own sound effects. We need sound effects, but it'd be but I'll fuck you up in post.
Speaking of which, I was just watching on YouTube this little mini documentary about library music.
Oh, like public domain library music? Okay.
Sort of. I mean,
my cousin works at the Library of Congress.
No, not like that. Not like that. Library music. So it was music that was like pre-recorded, sort of generic music that could be used in like TV shows and that sort of stuff. Sometimes it ends up being theme songs, right?
Like a laugh track?
Like the theme for NFL's Monday Night Football is a song called Heavy Action.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Things like, you know those Tarantino movies when they pretend like they're in a movie theater and they show you it's the wavy things and it's like upcoming things and it's got that music playing. Yeah, that's called funky strut. Like, so it's this sort of background music. So they used to do this in like England and stuff, and there was a company here in America that did it and that sort of stuff.
It was kind of like stock footage before stock footage.
Exactly.
It was kind of where you got your stuff. It was the toy box of everyone can use the community toys. It's the community toy box for a filmmaker.
Yeah, just on like a general licensing agreement sort of situation or whatever. And sometimes some of these library songs, these sort of 70s ones that have these sort of vibes that are cool now.
Yeah.
Rappers will take them and then they rap over and then it becomes a hit. They were saying there was one track, one of these library tracks.
Okay.
It's been used on 69 different hip-hop songs.
Wow.
And they go, oh yeah. But it was fascinating, the library music.
Huh.
Yeah.
A lot of recognizables in there?
As far as the songs?
Well, okay. Why don't why don't you grab a recognizable sound effect, and when I wink at the camera, you can use it in post.
Look, what the hell is that supposed to mean?
Well, you could take some of those recognizable songs.
No, I don't have them.
Oh, I thought you had them.
No. No.
I was gonna say goink.
No, this is a YouTube show.
Oh.
It was a 20-minute video on YouTube. And some dude sitting there talking to the camera. It was a channel called Bandsplaining.
Oh, I like that name, Bandsplaining.
Yeah.
Bandsplaining, huh? All right. Okay. Let's add them up. Let's add them up on the friend list. I'll troll them.
Anyway, I was just watching that like before we came over here.
I when I meet a new fellow podcaster, it's about our level. I usually go, I'll shoot them a comment. Hey, Dewcast in the house, and they usually respond, and they get the drill. We all get the drill at this level. But that's cool. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Speaking of which, hey, the advertisers, did you get any emails? Did we get any emails about advertisement yet? No. No one likes us. We're gonna get chinged. Don't you worry. Some one of these days we're gonna have our own commercials. We're gonna do
even if we have to make them ourselves.
Oh yeah, first we got to invent the product, then we got to make the commercial, then we got to read the ad commercial.
Oh yeah, and it's not outside our realms to do that.
I know, and I want to be able to like if it was coffee, I'd be like, hey, Starbucks coffee. So
I'm gonna put a rusty, squeaky metal sound effect there.
Yeah, or like an old gunshot, like an old going, like a spring. See, is it working?
That sound of like that they use for the old like windmill. They show like it's like somewhere in Kansas.
Or an old car horn.
Squeaky old. What do you want, the ooga? Man, I used to have so many sound effects. I used to have so many sound effects. Yeah.
Oh, it's so much fun. So much fun. All right, so tell me, you got any stories? Got any? So what happened to you during the week there, Mike?
What, me in the past week?
Yeah, I don't know. Give me
my
something. You got any rants? How about a rant? We haven't had a Mike rant in a while.
Okay, so
I'm the one ranting all the time.
So I did one of the things that I had upcoming here that I had to do, which was I got the tree trimming done.
Oh yeah, the tree. Because remember, if you remember from an old episode, the insurance guy, Johnny Insurance Claim, was going, "I can't cover your house.
Take a look around the house."
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden I get a letter saying that if you don't get your trees trimmed back from the house, we're gonna cancel your homeowner's insurance policy.
And then it's like, oh, so in other words, you came here with a clipboard, said, as soon as you spend $5,000 to cut these trees, then I can cover you in case if the trees fall down.
And yeah.
It's like, well, why wouldn't you need I don't need your fucking insurance if I cut down the trees.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I got that done.
All right.
Dude came out. It was spendy. It wasn't as bad as I was figuring. It was about half of what I was figuring, but even still, it's a fucking chunk of change.
Yeah.
Like it's like a
Those tree trimming guys though, they
like
got
equivalent
cool
to a bass
tools.
guitar.
They're fun to watch, aren't they?
Yeah. They got all sorts of fucking cool tools and stuff. Like I thought, because out in Arizona, I had a neighbor. He was our Uber driver one day. And he's like, yeah, I live on the next block from you guys. And we're like, oh, cool. And then he gave me his business card, and it said like tree trimming and shit. And we had a couple of palms in our backyard that were kind of going crooked and kind of like they were hanging over the fence, the one way, hanging over the neighbor's yard, and the one that was out here was getting close to like the power lines and shit, right? So we were like, hey man, do tree trimming, and he goes, yeah, I'll take out those 2 palm trees, and he gave us like a really good deal for it, like a screaming deal, because it was like 3 days before Christmas. And he's like, I can get some extra presents for the kids. And I'm like, that's a screaming deal, man.
Yep, come on over here.
So him and his buddy, they rolled up in a fucking truck. They had rented a stump grinder from like Lowe's or Home Depot.
Stump grinders are fun to watch. I could watch stump grinder videos all day.
So they pounded the shit out of those 2 palm tree stumps. And it was great. I mean, it was kind of expensive, but it was way cheaper than if we would have just like called around and got pricing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. A lot of those guys will work on the side. They're not afraid to like, all right, under the table, I'll get you $500.
Right.
Yeah, we'll get rid of the old birch out back for $500 and.
But I was enjoying like my backyard in Phoenix, kind of doing a little bit of fucking tree management, that sort of stuff. Like I had a pole saw, you know.
The pole saws are cool.
Yeah.
I remember when they used to cut my backyard tree. This young kid would climb on my roof, hop on like a spider monkey, and then his buddy would throw him up the pool thing. He grabs the pole arm that you're talking. It's like super long, and then it has like a scythe kind of thing on it, and and they're sharp.
Yeah, you can extend it out to like 12 feet.
Yeah, that was long.
Yeah, because I was like getting up on my 8-foot ladder and then using the pole saw.
Wow.
To try and get up. Because I had this tree in my backyard. I think it was like a mesquite or something like that. I'm not sure. It grew like a weed. And my drummer, Rick, he's like, you can cut that thing down to a nub. Next year, it'll be fucking grown full back. And he wasn't kidding, man. Because I would get out there and I would trim that thing back from, because I had like a storage shed and then the house.
Yeah.
So I'd trim it back from the house, trim it back from the storage shed, trim it back from the wires, just trim it back over here just because keep it under control. Man, it wasn't like a couple months later, man, that shit was like touching shit again.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, man. So it just got, just hang in the backyard, have some beers, pull down some branches.
Yeah.
It was literally, I would do it as often as I could manage to fit the debris that I pulled down into the cans to get it the fuck out.
Yeah.
So.
I know.
I sort of enjoyed it. Puttering in the backyard and just drinking and doing shit like that.
Sure. I know. Tree trimming, that seems like a business, much like landscaping. I wouldn't want to do it, but I wouldn't mind to know somebody that was like, all right, you're a tree trimmer. I'd almost invest in your business. They'd be like, all right. Because there's always going to be repeat customers. Those are tools that are great to have, knowledge, and the balls. I mean, stump grinders, they're expensive, but you all those tools to cut. But then if you're lucky and you get a guy with a cherry picker kind of crane thing, There's money to be had in them there hills. I mean, that's a good biz.
Yeah, I kind of want to go out and watch the dude. I don't know what he did for the tree trim. He did a good job, man. It's all fucking trimmed back pretty badass.
Yeah.
You couldn't really see it because it was all dark and you didn't get out of the
Yeah,
car.
I didn't see it when we pulled up today. Yeah.
But yeah, I got some pictures of it because I texted him over to my insurance agent because I talked to my insurance agent and I'm like, so there's this whole thing, and he's like, yeah, they did it to me too. He's like, I had to get my tree trimmed at my house, you know. But he had a much smaller tree apparently. He paid like 1/8 what I did.
Yeah,
So-
they get you. It's expensive, I know.
Yeah, but even still, so it's all done. It needed to be done. Also, I had the guy do, those sort of like bushes that are like fluffy bushes that you trim them and people make them all square and shit.
Yeah,
they fill in
yeah.
nice.
You give them a whoot. You get the
Yeah.
old chainsaw.
Yeah, if you don't keep that shit trimmed, man, they turn into trees. So I had one that was like, I don't know, 15 feet high, 14, 15 feet high.
Oh yeah, you got to top those off, like give them the old kid and play haircut.
I mean, it was like this big of a trunk, just giant. And so I said to the dude, I'm like, well, I still got that whole thing to deal with too. And I'm like, what do I do? Just because I was just going to get the reciprocating saw and just get down there and hack it off at the base.
That's what I would do.
And so he's like, yeah, we could fucking take care of that for you for a little bit more or whatever. And I'm like, cool, do it because it's unsightly. But now I just got some scrubby bushes in front of the house. I gotta get one of those what do they call them? Hedge trimmers. Yeah.
Oh, like the.
No, we got those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got those. Yeah.
All right. What are you talking? The hedge trim?
The ones that it's a powered thing and it looks like a sawtooth shark.
Oh yeah.
And they go,
Yeah, I have one of those.
Yeah, I don't. I've
I have an
never.
electric one. Yeah, it was pretty cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Harbor Freight or something like that.
Yeah. Ooh, Harbor. But yeah, they're not. They're fine. They're fine.
I can't drop like $80 or $100 on it. You know what I mean? It's
No,
like $40
I
and
want to
get
say
by.
I think mine was on like an Amazon deal. I want to say it was like, it was a $69 Amazon deal of the day thing, and it was like, all right, we'll hop on this.
Yeah.
But that comes in handy for cutting the old bushes. You can get out
Yeah.
there, and you can turn that bush into a kid and play haircut, flat top it,
Yeah, exactly.
flat top your bushes.
Because otherwise they just get high and scraggly. It's making me nuts. All right, so this is probably a boring conversation. We're gonna be.
Oh yeah, I know. This is what we talk about. Everyone's like, God, get to the
Although
funny
real
story.
quick, what's up with the shirt?
Oh, well, it's off center. Well, it's from the Erie Seawolves, our local baseball team. They always have merch and whatnot. And every now and then they change their name for a game once a year. And they had made this, which was the Erie Pepperoni balls. And they have the Pepperoni ball mascot guy come on out and and do other things.
That's hysterical.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. Now, people that don't live in Erie don't know what a pepperoni fucking ball is.
For 25 years out in Arizona, people fucking laughed at me. Like they're like, "You're an idiot. That's not a thing." And I'm like, "No, it is." And they're like, "No, it's not." And I'm like, "You don't know."
Yeah, now they have them around here. Everyone has them now around here.
Around here, they're all over the place.
But if you don't know what we're talking about, a pepperoni ball is basically, it's like a donut without sugar, but inside is some pepperoni, maybe a little bit of cheese.
No. It is not a donut. It is not.
All the ones I've had were taste like donuts.
It is not bakery pastry. It's.
Oh no, it's not sweet.
It's pepperoni crust dough, like probably a 4.5 inch, circle, maybe 5 inch, and then they take like a little wad of pepperoni, like a little fat stack of pepperoni, stick it in the middle, close it up. Roll it all together,
Yeah.
and then they brush it with some sort of oil that makes the outside bake crispy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely flaky inside, like Italian bread or one of those French breads.
Right.
Not like a donut. Not like bakery.
No, they have donut kinds, though. I've had them. In fact, I just had one probably about a month ago, and it was more like a donut. Imagine a donut that didn't have, it was just dough.
I've had them.
Yeah. But then you're right. There are the kind that are more like, kind of like a oiled up bread ball.
Yeah.
Like a
And they always
ball.
had that like square stamped pattern on the top or something from the
Yeah.
baking racks or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like those.
And they're pretty big. They're
Yeah.
like almost like a small, in between a baseball and a softball size.
Yeah.
If you whizzed them at your roommate, it would hurt.
When we were growing up, they were everywhere. They were at the skating rink, the ice rink, wherever we were, you could always get pepperoni balls. And it was like 3 for $1.
Yeah, and they're a go-to, especially for us messy kids, messy kids. But then when we became stoners in our teen years, that was extra good too, because it was like, all right, they're kind of cheap. I got an extra $1 here. Give me 3 of those things.
If you want to get fancy, what was it? You crop up to like the pizza balls, which was then they'd put a little smear of sauce and then some cheese and then the pepperoni.
Or you could dip, or they just give you a side of dipping sauce and it had cheese on top.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Yeah, they would just take like some flaky cheese and that oil you're talking, they put on the ball. It would have cheese on it, and then when you ripped it, you'd rip it open and then dunk it in the sauce, in the marinara.
Olive oil or something, right?
Probably. Yeah, it's probably an olive oil. I'm sure it's some kind of oil. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Because I think that's the thing. Because, if you take a pizza dough home and you cook it, it just stays kind of pale. And blah.
Yeah. Yeah. The pepperoni ball, I don't think it was made in Erie. I don't know if it was invented in Erie, but, I mean, popularized in our northeastern Pennsylvania area.
No, so it's
You know more history than that than I do?
Yeah. Yeah, when my parents had moved down to Virginia, my dad had a hankering for him, so he did some research. Like he used to get like Smith's hot dogs like FedEx overnight and shit.
Yeah.
They'll do that. They'll send you a case.
Yeah, they're good about that.
Yeah, you keep them in the freezer or something like that. So he was doing the same thing with the pepperoni balls. He was missing the pepperoni balls.
Okay.
So he found out that they are, like all our food, comes out of Buffalo. So it's a food purveyor out of a food distributor from out of Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
That would sell them as frozen to every place. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, your YMCA, the zoo, the skating rinks, Walden
when we were in high school, we're talking 88, 87, 84. Everywhere. But wouldn't Arnone kid come in from Arnone's bakery? His parents owned the bakery, and he was kind of an Italian kid. He had a deal and a card game ready. But, he had a backpack full of pepperoni balls. He'd sell them.
No. No, that wasn't pepperoni balls. That was something that they were making.
What were they making? I remember him often something.
They had a food imported bit. Well, his locker was right next to mine, so I can tell you exactly what he was doing.
Oh, you're right. Arnone, Anderson. Okay, yeah. You always had
we were
the
in the
locker
same
next to him.
homeroom for years. Yeah, me and all the A peeps. Yeah, we all know each other well. So Arnone he was doing, it was a pepperoni bread.
Oh, it was pepperoni bread. That's
so
right.
it was like, so instead of taking like a 4 or a 5 inch guy, putting pepperoni in and rolling it up, they were taking like a 9 inch or 10 inch fucking dough.
Yeah.
And they were laying pepperoni all over it and then rolling it up.
Yeah.
And then baking it. So it was like this spiral with pepperoni inside it. And I don't think there was cheese in it, but he turned up like eating one for like lunch one day, and you know how hungry we all were in school all the time. Like we didn't eat breakfast or anything like that. Like I'd go all day without eating. You know how hungry we all were, and it's like, Arnone, what the fuck are you eating? And he's like, oh, I'm at work. And then it was like, I was literally there, and one of the teachers, maybe it was a homeroom teacher, goes, hey, what are you eating? And then next thing you know, the teacher says, hey, bring one in for me. And then a couple other people are like, oh, bring one in for me. Next thing you know, Arnone's coming to school. Eventually it worked up to 2 hockey duffel bags full of them. Everyone was getting him.
Yeah.
And the teachers would like let him out. I think there were times he'd get me to help him just carry a bag or something. He would just make
I
rounds
remember
and
it being
deliver
like
them.
10 kids deep, pre-lunchtime.
10 kids.
Well, I don't know, but
dude, it was like 80 or 100 kids.
Well, I was in a different area of the school because I was a year older, but I remember like pre-lunch, him just kind of parked out in front of the drinking
I don't
fountain.
know. Maybe this is a thing that peaked when my grade was seniors or something. I didn't really pay attention.
No, he was doing it, but he'd park himself. He'd be conveniently parked in front of the lunchroom.
But it got to where like
he'd walk by, hey, Arno, give me 2 of those.
I mean, he must have been making money hand over fist. It was like $4 for the loaf, and you would just have it sitting there. And you would just rip it off and eat it, gnaw on it, share it with friends. It was a good deal.
No, I remember pepperoni ball. I remember that. I remember him doing other things.
Pepperoni bread.
Yeah. Sometimes, every now and then, he might have some kind of sweets or some kind of, some like, homemade. He had something, but
What, Arnold?
yeah.
No, I just remember bringing in those pepper.
Yeah.
I remember the 2 big red hockey duffel bags.
Uh-huh.
I remember him bringing him in. He was like, ugh. I'd be like, dude, let me give you a hand with that.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, you gotta make deliveries.
Entrepreneurial spirit.
Dude, he must have been making money hand over fist. I mean, I'm telling you, ingredients-wise, back in the day, that was probably like, I don't know, 60 cents, 80 cents of ingredients.
Oh, yeah, and his family owned that stuff. So,
Water and flour and pepperoni.
yeah, and his family owned a bakery.
Yeah.
So, therefore,
They were food importers. Like, they imported, like, Italian sausages
and they're up at
cheeses
the butt crack of dawn. They're like,
Yeah, they were one of those places where, like, people would pop in for, like, a sandwich and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like fresh baked bread and fresh cut cold cuts and stuff. Yeah.
Silly.
Yeah. But yeah, the pepperoni balls is definitely a thing. Yeah, for years and years out in Phoenix, people thought I was nuts. My girlfriend thought it was a fucking joke, and then we got here and she had one. She's like, "Oh, I get it."
Oh,
now.
yeah, she liked it when she got here.
Because we got them, either we got them because you can get them at the grocery store. The Stanganelli's ones, the frozen ones.
Uh-huh.
And I think we went to there's a pizza place out in Phoenix called Venezia's. It's not that Valerios. We went to Valerios. I think I got a couple of I got a pizza from Valerios, and I'm like, "You got that pepperoni balls? Of course we got pepperoni balls. Throw in 2 of those, right?" So she can have one, I can have one. Or it was from I forget, but crunchy on the outside, moist on the inside, pepperoni. It's pretty dope.
It is.
But they're a bit of a stomach bomb. Like when you're 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, they're great. When you're
older,
over 50,
now it's like, no, yeah.
It's a grease bomb.
Yeah, that's when I'm like, hey, honey, can you hand me bring the Tums in next time you go to the kitchen? I need a Pepto.
Like I like chicken tenders and fries, but every once in a while, that's like grease bomb central. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, pepperoni has been backing on me lately, and I'm getting older. Anything like that, it's like, all right, I'm eating. Time for the Rolaids.
Oh, really? Like the heartburny?
Yeah, I get heartburny.
Creepage
up the throat.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You got to find. Are you eating it just by itself?
Well, a pepperoni ball would do it. I mean, I don't really eat them anymore because I try to stay away from breads and shit. But if I sneak one and have one, oh yeah, it's creeping.
Well, I mean,
back
if you're
up.
just sitting there fucking eating pieces of pepperoni.
Oh, I've done it. Yeah, and it'll creep back up on me.
Yeah, I would do.
Like I love like a good cold cut, like a salami or a capicola or a you name it. Give me some names of some.
I don't know. The Italian meats. I don't know.
Italian meats.
I don't.
Glapagoo.
I don't know.
Slapagapagoo. Give me a half pound of slapagapagoo.
I don't know, because those are all different types of sausages and stuff.
Yeah. All that shit'll give me the ragens, but they are good.
I generally can't do those. Yeah, they make me weird.
Yeah, but pepperoni lately has been kind of giving me the ragens. So I got to stay away from the pepperonis. But I love that old school pepperoni with when the oil's in there.
Oh, the cup pepperoni? Oh, you like that cup pepperoni? Because it's like thicker cut, so it curls.
Yeah.
And it catches all that grease?
It does. But you got to have enough cheese to offset that, or else, if on its own, it's going to be like, it'll get queasy.
Yeah, there's a thing with, Valerios, it's like a pound of cheese. It's like but you get like a frozen pizza and it's like, But
I have a Valerio rant.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, Valerio. Yeah. Well, it goes down to another. Now, have I ranted about this before? Maybe I did in an old episode.
It's about getting change.
Oh, that's the Chinese restaurant. Yeah. No. Well, this is ties to the Valerio's.
That's what I'm saying. Like what yeah, I know your beef's not the food.
No, their food's good because I get their wings. Which I got to say, when you buy chicken wings, get them plain, sauce on side. You get a crispier wing, dunk it in the sauce.
You are right. The crispiness. I hate when they're so soggy with the.
And then there's too much sauce. You're over saucing me. Stop.
Yeah,
and sauce
it's just on my hands,
side.
It's in my face.
Yeah, go sauce on side. You double dip to that in your ranch container and go boom, 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 and you get the crunchy wing.
You like the ranch? Do you do like a ranch and then a sauce?
Yeah, I'll get like a Nashville hot, dunk it in there, then dip it over to the rants to and then they're working together. But not full on rant. Some people like the huge, big scoop. I just like just a little touch, just to offset.
What is ranch made of?
Buttermilk and ranch seasonings. It's made from the land of Ranchola, and the farmers from Ranchola used to make it. And no, that's not true.
No, it was Hidden Valley.
Right. Isn't that where Green Giant's from? So yeah, the Green Giant made that.
I don't know about that.
Green Giant.
So wait, so the ranch doesn't have mayonnaise in it?
I don't think so. No, I don't think it's mayonnaise. No, I think it's buttermilk and then some kind of powdered stuff and seasonings.
The closest I ever got to ranch was Cool Ranch Doritos. That was about it.
Ooh. Oh, I'm surprised you're not a ranch. Oh, ranch.
No, I don't. Dude, there's a lot of sauces I just don't do. You know what I mean? Like if I eat a salad, I don't put salad dressing on it most of the time. Maybe
that's no fun.
I'll do like a honey mustard just for fun, but like I don't know, like anything with the like a vinaigrette with like the vinegar in it, I don't like.
Ooh,
no. I don't.
Oh,
and I don't like.
So have you never had ranch before?
Wait.
Oh, whoa. All right.
I mean, I may have taken. At work you get those sort of like deli tray things. I may have taken a little sprig of raw broccoli and like just.
Right. Yeah.
Just to kind of taste it, and it's kind of.
Ranch dressing is different from bar ranch. Bar ranch has a thicker, pastier kind of thing.
Ew, gross.
And Valerios is more like a bar ranch. They got a good bar ranch.
I know, it's like that with like the honey mustards too.
The
place that has like the cheapest honey mustard is the best honey mustard.
Yeah, but not the stuff you'd put on your lettuce, because that's all watered down. It's not as thick.
Right.
Your salad dressing. Yeah. But Valerios, I got to rant with them. So, okay, you get your wings. I go, okay, $19.99, sister, there we go. And you order it, you come on in there, and you go, okay, here's your thing. They go, okay, that'll be $22.37. And you go, okay, $22.37, even though my coupon's for $19, but $22. Oh yeah, but they like to charge you extra. They're tacking on something. So when they say 20 wings for $19.99, it ain't $19.99. It's like 23 something. Don't let them fucking fool you. They're full of shit. But then, okay, all right, I get, okay, market value. Okay, maybe the price that they. Okay, fine. Then they go.
Although the chicken wings are stupid expensive and have been for a long time.
Right, and there's a market value. It fluctuates. Yeah, the market fluctuates.
I remember at Phoenix,
especially
you hear
in
on the
bars.
radio like nickel wings or dime wings or quarter wings.
Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to find them for under 75 cents a wing now.
Oh no, it's crazy talk.
Yeah. So, but here you go. You go in there. Now you're just picking up your order. You go to the thing, the little girl, and then you do your credit card, and they spin the stanchion around, and they have you sign. But there's always those 3 squares they want the tip. Mm-hmm. Do you tip?
No, because I usually just call and order pizza, and I go pick it up myself. So at that point, nobody's doing anything but making the pizza, which they're getting paid an hourly wage to make the pizza. So they're making the pizza.
Well, there's
if I tip, who gets the tip?
That was my point. That's why I know. And I think they're not only are they upcharging me on the wings, then they want a tip when I'm just there to pick up my food. And then now you got a custom tip if you want to, like I always, all right, because I'm a good player, I go, okay, I'll add $1. It's all right, I'll give them $1. So I got to go into custom and put in $1. Because if you hit one of the 3 squares, it starts with custom tip 35% plus $7.50, then 30%, then 25% square. And you go, who the fuck's randomly just going, okay, I'll just do 35,
People that make a good amount of money.
Yeah.
Like you'll hear like fucking
movie
stars
I'm not
and shit
that
being
big
like,
of a
be
Scrooge.
like, I'm a good tipper. Good, because they got the fucking money for it. Me, I'm driving a worse car than every motherfucker that works in here. I'll bet you dollars to donuts.
Knuckled my fat ass all the way over here. And here we go. And so, yeah, they want the big old tip. So there's your tip. But there's that moment of trepidation. Now, a lot of times, lately, the past 2 times I've gone in there, thankfully the girl spins the thing around and then turns around to grab your order so she can't see me stiffer, you know. But sometimes I've had it where they spin that thing around and they're looking right at you.
I just go, yep, looks good. Burp, 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 burp. Kink.
I know. I've always wanted it. I've always wanted, I should just, right when they want your signature, just draw a fucking sideways penis.
Honestly, you can put if you're using a Visa debit card, per Visa, you can put anything you want there.
Yeah. Yeah,
We had shit come through. It literally said in that signature for the transaction, it literally said, fuck you, Wells Fargo.
Oh, people would do that?
Oh, yeah.
For Wells Fargo?
It literally doesn't matter. The signature does not need to match a signature on file. The signature does not need to be legible. It does not need to be your name.
It just has to prove that a human did it. And
it only has to be a mark.
Right.
You can put a fucking line.
Yeah, that's what we all do.
And it works. I know. I make a half-ass attempt at a couple of humps and then I squiggle it on down.
Yeah. I just do it.
Squiggle on down the road.
the squiggle sign. Yeah, this need for automated tipping. I get that everyone was kind of a little bit more tippy around the pandemic time. You know, everyone was a little more generous and like, okay, I get you, essential worker, wink, wink. But, you know, as time's gone by, this culture of tipping is too much. And I don't want the pressure of the tip. It's tip trepidation. Have you ever felt like it's like a weird phobia? I feel like. And
that's why when me and the girlfriend travel or go out or shit like that, I don't deal with that shit because it will fucking make me crazy.
It does. It makes me nervous.
I'll start nickel and diming going, I want to order this, but I'm going to order this because I need to save $3 because this is too expensive. She's like, you know.
You're right.
She takes care of the food and beverage fucking
That's the way to do it.
I take care of logistics and transportation.
I do that with Tina, but I got to watch her because she's, anyone would love to serve Tina. She's an over-tipper. You ever date an over-tipper?
Dude.
She's one of those 35%ers. She'll go, beep. I'm like, what are we doing here? We aren't, whoa. Did you see the car we just got here in?
It depends on how much money people make. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I'm poor. I don't have money to throw around. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I know it sucks that fucking wealthy people make fucking people. I thought I fucking silenced that. Yeah. Did I just turn off Wi-Fi? Is that what I did?
Well, I don't know. You told it to do something.
Oh, I turned off Wi-Fi. That works too. All right. What the fuck was I ranting about?
I don't know.
Oh, sucks that fucking the wealthy owner people force the fucking workers to get paid $2 an hour. And
We've had some local kerfluffles on that one. Yeah. Did you read the thing about the coffee shop? I won't even mention it, but it was a local coffee shop.
Dude, read the thing. Let me break it down to you this way. Not only do I not have enough money to tip, I don't have enough money to get news.
Oh, I can't afford a newspaper.
I can't afford
to pay attention.
I can't afford the subscription for news.
Yeah. It's
so I will remain uninformed because I'm not wealthy enough. So.
I know. I kind of wish they would. Now everything's in an app. I like when things are in an app. Like tipping the Uber driver is totally fine because it's in the app. You don't have that pressure of like, remember in the old days when you'd get a taxi ride and you'd have to go, oh, here, let me see what I got here. You got change for $5? At least it's all contained in an app. I like that. Yeah. But the old days of tipping and,
Once again, man, if you've got money to throw around, you can just hand out $5, $10, $20 bills.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of chicken wings, well, this goes into my quick little rant, and then we'll go into 1974, guys. Stay tuned. So I go to Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm a wing eater. I'm eating wings Tuesday, 2-for-1 deal. Great deal. So I go to the bathroom. All right, here we go. Go to the bathroom. Got a mild little weirdest interaction in the bathroom. So, it's always awkward in the bathroom with me.
So you're at a Buffalo Wild Wings on a Tuesday for 2-for-1 wings night.
Oh, yeah.
And you're hanging out in the bathroom chatting people up.
Well, not chatting them up. You got to go in there and be like, all right,
you're a bathroom chatter.
Well,
you like to go in the bathroom and say hi and nod to people.
Well, I don't want to make the old. I always got to throw the old. You don't. Yeah. I always like to throw on a quick little quip so the awkward momentum isn't just silence.
Let it be silent.
Yeah, but it's so thick you can cut it with a knife. So there I am. I'm standing there.
Don't worry about it. Just do what you have to do. Don't worry about it.
Well, I'm standing there. Well, this guy, and I notice his shoes are untied, right?
Really? You're hanging out in the bathroom. You're like, oh, your shoes are untied. Are you going to offer to tie them for him?
Well, the stalls are kind of close. The stalls are kind of close, so it's kind of like. So we kind of went in at the same time. I let him go first, so I just kind of like.
Oh, you're stall
I act like
buddy.
I'm picking my teeth, and do the mirror thing while he pees. So dude's peeing, gets out, he turns around, and then I go to pee, and now we're face to face, and then he goes, oh, and he turns around, he puts his foot up on the urinal. It's totally gross. And then starts tying his shoe with his foot right where he pissed on the urinal.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, yeah, that was weird. And I kind of didn't know what to do. And then he goes, yeah, new laces. like his shoes weren't staying tight because of new laces. And then I awkwardly said something, yeah, new laces, yeah. You'll have it. And there's this weird interaction. And then I hear in the stall over there, I hear, somebody does the courtesy cough to let you know that they're in the can. And I'm like, that was weird. Okay, it's weird.
Oh, my God.
So I leave at the same time, I know, it's totally awkward. I sit down with Tina, I go, Tina, that was totally weird, this guy's. And she goes, what about the 3 people that went in before you? I go, 3 people? What are you talking about? It was just me and the dude tying his shoe on the urinal. She goes, what?
And the guy in the stall.
Well, that's where she goes, yeah, those 3 kids that were sitting behind. Those 3 of them. And then I see him 3 kids come out of the stall or come out of the bathroom. So that whole time there's 3 kids piled into one urinal or one stall like a clown car. I'm like, what's going on in the Buffalo Wild Wings bathroom?
When you say kids, I'm picturing 12 or 13-year-olds.
No, I'm like 16.
Oh.
Like vape level stoners, probably all sneaking, hits.
I guess these days you don't even need to smoke buds. You just got the
I think that's what's going on. Yeah. I don't know.
But I mean, the vaping's so prevalent. Why? It's odder to have 3 16-year-olds crammed into a stall together.
I know. And
the courtesy, like a circle jerk or something.
Yeah, and why the courtesy cough? I wouldn't even notice anything if I didn't hear the courtesy cough. Which you think it's somebody taking the fucking deuce, but the things you see at a Buffalo Wild Wings bathroom are not human. Men are gross, we're gross, and the Buffalo Wild Wings, they gotta shut that down. It's just weirdos that go into Erie, Pennsylvania Buffalo Wild Wings. It's disgusting. Whew. Shut it down. Get the health department in there.
Oh, you know what? I just got an email. Hey, we got a new sponsor. It's Buffalo Wild Wings.
I mean, Buffalo Wild Wings is the greatest thing I've ever heard. I mean, you got to try the 2-for-1 deal.
Have you been there?
Wow, they are great for sports. Oh, wouldn't that be funny? Yeah, Buffalo.
This just in. Pinterest is updating its terms.
Oh, pin that one. Fuck
business terms.
Yeah, Pinterest. So we got 1970. Wait, what's our year? So we're up to 1974. 1974. All right, we like 1974. Look at me swearing like a trucker. So you got your deal. So 1974, let's do it, folks. 1974, let's get in the Wayback Machine. Let's flip our colors up.
All right, I want to go through music first real quick because this secondary page is super annoying.
All right.
Overrun with ads.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, so first off, we got the official Billboard year-end Hot 100 singles of 1974 and all.
And this is Billboard. Keep in mind, they're going by what's on the charts, the radio
mainstream,
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the suit and ties demeaning, trying to tell you what is hip.
The number one song is not what is hip. The number one song is The Way We Were.
Oh, is that Barbra fucking Streisand?
Yeah, can you believe it? That's the number one.
She was a big deal, though, back then. My mom loved the Streisand.
Yeah. Number 2, Seasons in the Sun. Terry Jacks.
Yeah, all right, we know that one. Yeah, Seasons in the
Hey man, is that Freedom Rock?
Yeah, that's Freedom Rock right there, right.
Seasons in the sun. All right, Love's Theme from Love Unlimited Orchestra.
I don't
Is
know
this
what
from
that is.
Love
That like a disco?
Story?
Oh, I was thinking it was like a disco thing. It's not a disco?
I think maybe it's from that Love Story movie with Ryan O'Neal and
Oh
Ally
yeah.
McGraw or something.
Back in '74 and all the '70s we talk about, a lot of these songs will make the charts because they tie into movies
Yeah.
or the movie ties into them somehow. There's always cross-pollination.
Yeah. Come and Get Your Love, Redbone.
Come and get your... Yeah, okay. That's still around.
Dancing Machine, Jackson 5. Dancing.
Wow, Jackson 5. Now, Jackson 5 hadn't broken up by this time. Michael hasn't gone solo yet.
No. This is like
he's
74.
yeah, but he's kind of post-teen now. Now Michael is not little cute Michael anymore. At 74, or is he like puberty Michael, or
He's probably puberty Michael.
Yeah, okay.
All right, The Locomotion, Grand Funk Railroad.
But everybody's done the Locomotion.
I mean, Kylie Minogue did The Locomotion.
Yeah, but Grand Funk Railroad didn't write it. They're remaking it.
All right,
But
this
Grand
one-
Funk was a big deal.
You know what else was a big deal? Acronyms. This song is called TSOP by MFSB.
TSOP. Try.
It's The Sound of Philadelphia
Oh, okay. All right.
by whatever MFSB is. I have no idea. Next we have The Streak by Ray Stevens.
Oh, that's a comedy guy. Is that the Ray Stevens, the morning radio Ray Stevens?
That's it.
Ugh.
That's it. Number 8
Stinks.
on the charts for the year. Yeah. Legit charts. Right above Benny and the Jets. Elton John.
I mean, God bless Elton John, but Benny and the Jets is just a dumb song.
who was right in front of Mac Davis
Oh, my dad liked the Mac Davis. He was popular last year.
with a song called One Hell of a Woman.
Oh, it's a different Mac Davis. Mac Davis had a song on the charts in '73 that
This
we
is
were
the guy
talking
from
about.
like North Dallas 40 and shit like that.
Yeah, Mac
actor?
Davis. I know. He was a dude, afro beard. Yeah.
Aretha Franklin, Until You Come Back to Me. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Aretha.
Cool and the Gang, Jungle Boogie. Now there's a classic.
That's a jam.
a
That
jam.
one fucking rocks.
It is. Midnight at the Oasis. Maria Muldaur.
Blech.
Yeah. You Make Me Feel Brand New, the Stylistics.
Okay, that's not bad. It's kind of roller skatery.
Show and Tell by Al Wilson.
Okay.
Spiders and Snakes by Jim Stafford.
I don't know what that is.
Me either. Rock On by David Essex.
Rock On, David. Huh. Okay.
Is that Rock On song that guy, that British guy covered later?
Right. That's what I wonder.
Sunshine on My Shoulders by John Denver.
Oh, yeah, that was big.
Hooked on a Feeling, Blue Suede.
Oh, yeah, that was big.
Billy Don't Be a Hero by Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods.
Oh, hey, would you blow me?
Band on the Run by Paul McCartney and Wings.
No, the Wings, all right.
Time in a Bottle, Jim Croce.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, that sort of shit.
That was all. Yeah, that would have been the playlist on the radio that you'd be scrolling through. You'd switch
The
to
Joker.
one. Steve Miller Band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that. Oh, Smoking in the Boys Room, Brownsville Station. Yeah.
Oh, the original one.
Yeah.
Not the Motley Crue.
Okay, so these are the
Okay.
100 greatest songs from 1974. These are not the charts. Yeah. These are like influential songs, like well-known songs.
Right.
Like number 1 is No Woman, No Cry, Bob Marley.
Oh, sure.
I don't know that song.
You know that one.
Maybe, if I heard it. Sweet Home Alabama, Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
That wasn't on the Billboard charts. That's a legendary song.
Yeah. Now you're getting into the hip songs. The stoner kids are into.
You ain't seen nothing yet but Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
There we go. Little cowbell in that action.
Rock Your Baby by George McCrae, I'm not sure. Lady Marmalade by LaBelle. That was a big one. People
Oh,
love that
right.
one.
Moulin Rouge.
Yeah. Waterloo by ABBA.
Okay, all right. ABBA's around, right?
Can't Get Enough of Your Love, Baby. Barry White.
Oh,
Tell Me Something Good by Rufus.
okay,
Tell
all
me
right.
something good.
Yeah, that one.
Which
yeah.
Rufus was where Shaka Khan started.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Doobie Brothers, Blackwater.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Mississippi.
Whatever. Rebel, David Bowie. Killer Queen. Pick Up the Pieces, Average White Band.
Average White Band was a big deal.
Can't Get Enough, Bad Company. Ricky Don't Lose That Number, Steely Dan, I Shot the Sheriff, Eric Clapton. See, these are the real songs.
Yeah, that's what the kids are listening to. That's what everyone had on their
Love
record.
Hurts, Nazareth.
Oh,
Cats in
yeah.
the Cradle, Harry Chapin. Kung Fu Fighting by Carl Douglas.
Sure.
Lovin' You by Minnie Riperton. Fucking,
Oh, right. Now that's the real
by
list.
Rudolph
That's
Mom.
that's where the action's happening.
Right. You Are So Beautiful, Joe Cocker.
Okay.
Never Can Say Goodbye by Gloria Gaynor. That's a great song.
All right.
You're No Good by Linda Ronstadt.
All right.
Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, Elton John. Bad Company by Bad Company. It's only
Bad
rock and
Company.
roll, but I like it. Rolling Stones.
All right.
Fire by the Ohio Players. You know.
You're listing off probably the record collection that anyone under 20 had.
So that's that shows you where the Billboard charts are at, and the difference between the mainstream charts and the actual significant shit, like you said, that people are actually listening to and still listening to. A lot of these are straight up classics.
Yeah.
That people are like, what year did that come out? Oh, 74. Right,
Yeah.
there you go. All right, so that's fun. So that's the music stuff. Interesting.
All right, we're doing it.
What do you want? Movies or TV?
Well, I think anything in the music that you left off that I might have mentioned here? No, you got it all. Okay, you got all the ones. Other than I have in my notes, disco became popular. Disco was hitting the mainstream. And the rising of the anti-disco movement with punk rock, which was Disco Sucks. Disco Sucks was actually one of the most homemade T-shirts of the time, you know?
That was later.
Well, I guess they were starting it in wherever, I don't know. It's a 74 to onward. Disco Sucks, kids were revolting. But the kids were liking the rock and roll, as you can tell, you know.
Yeah, I think in 74, the disco stuff was only in the gay clubs in New York City.
No, maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, middle America. I'm sure in the middle of Indiana they don't know disco yet. But maybe in New York they could have, you know. Maybe in the bigger cities, Cleveland and Pittsburgh.
Well, Madonna
sure.
talked about when she left Michigan and went to New York City, she used to hang out in the gay clubs, and that's when they were doing like the disco stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the gays are always a notch ahead of everybody, which is good. All right, that's cool. Okay. Well, what do you want? Let's get the TV quickly out of the way.
You want to do the TV? All right, let me flip over.
74 TV, 1974.
So with the
Fart
TV
faces.
stuff, basically what I'm doing is I'm looking at the differences between this year and that year, right? So I'm looking at the differences between looking at the differences between what shows are new to the air this year that weren't there last year.
Right. We don't have to mention All in the Family because it's given All in the Family is good. We don't have to
still the
mention
number
60
one.
Minutes. We don't have to mention Meet the Press. All that
It's
shit's
like
still
All in the
there.
Family's been number one since we started this.
Yeah.
It's still number one.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed, so don't worry. You're not
But what's happened in 74? Okay, now we're coming of age.
So new shows. And I still have the list of 73's new shows too, which sometimes factor in. And sometimes by looking back at that, we can see like some interesting things.
Okay.
I'll give you this one just off the bat, just because I think it's interesting. In 1973, one of the new shows was the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour. In 1974, one of the new shows was Cher.
Ooh, Sonny.
Sonny's out.
Sonny.
Sonny's like,
I think I'm going to go skiing this summer.
Sonny's like, I'm not really a performer. Like, Sonny, you and I sang on a hit record. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go ski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like Sonny Bono? Was he a good guy?
I
think he was.
I think he was.
Yeah, I don't think he was. Didn't he try? Wasn't he delving into politics towards the end of his life?
He totally was.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If he wouldn't have died, he died in a ski accident, did he not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine if he didn't. We could have had President Sonny Bono. What if one of our presidents would have been Sonny Bono? Wouldn't that have been funny? They'd have all.
All right. So here's other shows.
Okay.
Here's another one with the correlation.
Cool.
So
74 is wacky.
what would we do? It was remember recently there was the new show was Adam 12. This came the counterpart in 1974, Emergency. Later to be called Emergency 51.
I remember Emergency 51, but yeah.
Which I think was
we're
just
3 here.
repackaged.
We're young. We're watching Sesame Street.
No, but I saw this stuff in reruns.
Yeah.
All the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I loved Adam 12 and Emergency 51. They were the greatest things to me when I was a kid.
Yeah, my brother liked them too. I don't think I watched them. I think I just kind of watched them and forgot. And they went in one eye out the year. I don't know.
They were on like before Batman.
Sure, yeah, you're right.
There was Adam 12, Emergency 51, then the Walter Cronkite News, and then Batman, for some reason.
Yeah.
It was like Batman was like 6:30. And the Emergency Adam 12 was like 5 to 6 or something.
Yeah, that was the show before a show, so that's probably why I caught it.
But okay, so other new shows. A lot of medical shows. Medical Center? That was a thing. I know that was a thing. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Also with the some show called Paul Sand in Friends and Lovers.
I don't know.
None of that rings any bell to me. I have no fucking idea. I guarantee it's not going to be on the list next year.
No.
Variety shows. So Sonny Bono's out. You know who's in? Tony Orlando and Dawn.
Oh.
Because they tied that yellow ribbon around that old oak tree last year.
Yeah, the year before they had tied a yellow ribbon. So, okay, they wanted to cash in before they hit Vegas. We're going to cash in
before they hit Vegas. Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're going to do a run up to Vegas, may as well do it on TV and get paid for it on CBS.
I know. Tony Orlando and Dawn.
Right?
Yeah, they needed their own. Yeah, that network needed their own Sonny and Cher.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
Because every network wanted one of something.
And then they hear that Sonny's not coming back, and they're like, "We won!" All right. Mannix. I know it was around. I don't know anything about it.
I don't know what that is.
Never watched it. I know the guy that's in it. It's like Robert Conrad. I don't know. I forget. Mannix. Anyway, also SWAT.
Oh, okay. SWAT. I vaguely remember it. I remember the opening.
Yeah, everybody remembers the theme song. We used to have like one of those K-Tel records that had TV theme songs on it. When I was a little kid.
Ooh, I would have loved that.
It had like Starsky and Hutch, Kojak. What was the Robert Blake one? Keep Your Eye on the Sparrow. Shit like that, you know.
Columbo. Yeah.
I don't know if it had that one. Maybe the Kojak one. Anyway, yeah, but it had SWAT on it.
Okay.
Also, Policewoman. Angie Dickinson.
Oh, Angie Dickinson. Okay, yeah. I remember
Right?
I remember being a young kid thinking she was hot.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know anything
Yeah,
about
I
the
always
show.
thought, does this tie into Charlie's Angels or not?
I guess it's
I wasn't sure if it was an offshoot, but it wasn't.
I never watched it. I guess it's the story of a female police officer dealing with sexual harassment in the 70s.
Cool.
I don't know.
I mean, that could almost fly nowadays. I mean, why
Yeah.
not? I like the concept. Elevator pitch, sounds good.
Sounds like a drama.
Book it up.
Yeah, Policewoman remake. Also, started Little House on the Prairie.
Ugh, that
never
was
stopped.
depressing.
Yeah, which never stopped.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Either did dysentery. Okay.
Yeah. Also, Rockford Files.
Oh, Rockford Files is cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rockford Files gave us. Let's see who
He lived on a boat.
wrote Rockford Files. Was that? That was David Chase who did The Sopranos.
Yes.
He was writer on Rockford Files.
He was a pretty young fella then.
Yeah.
But
Rockford Files. Yeah, Jim's.
he had the answering machine in the beginning, and they'd, hey, Rockford, I got a show. Yeah, he lived on a boat, didn't he? I think he lived on a boat parked in a marina.
Did he?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? He spent a lot of time in a trailer park, I remember. He's always going to the trailer park and talk to the lady into the front gate. Anyway, Rockford Files. Rhoda.
Oh, Rhoda, okay.
Which is a spin-off from the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Right, and Rhoda, didn't she end up being Flo?
No.
Or not Flo?
That's Valerie Harper.
Yeah, I get her mixed up with Valerie Harper. That is Valerie Harper.
Rhoda is Valerie Harper.
Yeah. Okay.
And she ended up being on the Valerie Harper show with Jason Bateman, and then she got into a contract dispute, and then they killed her off the next year and called it the Hogan family. Because she was like, the show's called Valerie, you're not going to fire me, and they said, you're fired, and it's called the Hogan family now.
Oh, that's right.
And it ran for like 5 more seasons.
That sounds like the Roseanne story. Minus
nutty.
Twitter.
Also, 2 other big ones that started in 74.
Well, here we go. I got it on the list.
Chico and the Man.
Oh.
Freddie Prinze.
Freddie Prinze was a big deal. He was a comedic hero. If you don't know Freddie Prinze, do the math on him. He was set to be the biggest star of the,
I guess he was something else with the stand-up comedy.
Yeah, he was a stand-up comic. Every old stand-up comics used to say he came in there and he was like 21 and apparently took the scene over by storm in 1 year.
Trimmed the pants off everyone.
Yeah, he was the guy. But he was depression. He was racked with depression, apparently.
Yeah, him and Eddie Albert is the man.
Yeah, Chico and the Man. Ooh, and what's the most popular one? 74, here we go.
Moving on up to the east side, to the deluxe apartment in the sky. Jefferson's. George and Wheezy.
Yep, because it spun off from Stupid All in the Family, Stupid Racist All in the Family.
What was Marla Gibbs' character name?
Huh?
What was Marla Gibbs' character name?
She was the housekeeper, Florence.
Florence? Was it Florence?
Yeah, I think it was Florence, yeah.
You just want to call everybody Flo.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I love the Jeffersons was always my favorite. But no,
Jeffersons was always on.
You left the premiere of ABC's 1974, the first pilot run of the Happy Days. You know what?
I already covered Happy Days, didn't I?
You didn't mention Happy Days. Well, Happy Days premiered.
Happy Days was in 1973. That was on the 73 list. So now, it may have been that, I don't know, Happy Days may have started as a mid-season replacement in Well, okay, let me explain this. Let me explain this. When I'm doing these TV lists, the TV season starts in September and it goes through like April or May.
Right.
So the TV season is actually, the one we just did today is 74/75. The one we did last time was 73/75.
Right, because when they say, the premiere TV was September, but September, October, November, you're into the almost to the first year.
There's sweeps week, there's September sweeps or October sweeps, and then there's spring sweeps. So, and if it's like a mid-season replacement, they'll be like after Christmas, they're like, those shows are terrible, they stink. Put that one on.
Right, yeah, so it might have got early on. But
it might have been a mid-season replacement, which is often that they did. They bailed on shows that they didn't like, and boy, if we had a list of shows that didn't fly,
that's a show in itself.
Yeah, I've seen some of those on YouTube, and they are fascinating. But yeah, so it may have been 74 in the spring half of the TV season when the Happy Days started, and I don't know. I'm assuming that's Happy Days. Happy Days has its own standalone show. Not that it was just a segment on Love American Style or whatever. No, I'm sure it's on its own. It's probably the pilot. Well, they probably did the pilot thing. That was the Love American Style. Yeah. But no, they probably did that in 73 is what you talked about last week. And then now 74, here we go. Boom, it's in the TV guide. Yeah. Check this out. So this would have been the first season with Chuck and everything. Pre-leather jacket Fonzie. It would have been white coat leather jacket. Yeah, when it was like a light blue windbreaker. Yeah, it was kind of like a milkman's kind of coat. But he still had the white T-shirt. You hear Gary Marshall talk about that? He's like, the network wouldn't let me put a leather jacket guy on TV. Yeah. They're like, he looks like a hoodlum. And I'm like, that's the point. So there's TV went good. Plus, can I just mention the crazy dichotomy of they're in Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Sure. And the Fonz is a Brooklyn guy. Right, he has a New York. They'll bring that up. And Gary Marshall's just like, I knew tons of guys like that growing up back in Brooklyn. It's like, well, yeah, because you were in Brooklyn. Right. Yeah. All right. Anyway, all right. So that's the TV show shit. Yeah. Well, pretty good. Okay, so things are going. 74. We got Hank Aaron broke Babe Ruth's record. Oh wow. That happened. Also, Muhammad Ali defeated George Foreman at the Rumble in the Jungle was 1974. Remember that? That was a big deal. That was a real big deal. Also, Hank Aaron broke Babe Ruth's record, home run record. You just said that. Oh, yeah? Okay. And also, Richard Nixon resigned. Watergate. But yeah, all right. We're anti-politics in this show, so we're going to move on, but we all know why. Do some homework. Let's see. What else we got? Oh, well, I don't want to get into your movies, but here's one. Stephen King published his very own debut first novel, Carrie and Other Events. So 1974, hello, Mr. Stephen King. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of things that sort of kicked off in 74 that kind of really stuck around for a long time. Yeah. Now, I got some products, but I'll do those after your movies. Yeah. And the only other quick thing here is... they found the 3 million year old human ancestor was discovered. Remember Lucy in Ethiopia? Yeah. Which was an Australopithecus. You're right. Was discovered in Hadar, Ethiopia. So, yeah. So that whole Lucy thing was a thing. And in China, they discovered this. What is that? The 8,000 terracotta warriors? Yeah, the terracotta soldiers. Yeah, that is mind-blowing. I saw a picture of that. I was like,
All that?
Yeah,
Oh.
I first saw that in the National Geographic.
Yeah, that is mind-blowing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that some other day. But yeah, look up terracotta Chinese warriors.
Yeah, it was some emperor's burial thing, and he's got the whole army.
Yeah.
Like horses.
In statue form.
Yeah, horses.
Like 8,000 of them.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing that.
And they're all individual.
Are they preserved? Like, to this day, could you, like, hypothetically, if you were allowed into China, could I go visit that, like a museum?
They've got like 2 pits uncovered, yes. And they built a structure over top of it.
Oh, so you look down on it.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the whole thing is it's all underground. And so some farmer hit one of these statues, and then they were digging it out, and they found another statue, another statue, another statue. Apparently, there's like 12 or 15 pits. They've only dug out like 1.5.
Wow.
So that's what you see is the 1.5. But there's a shit ton more they haven't even dug out. Because China gets weird about that stuff, and they're like, oh, we don't have the technology to properly dig it out. I think because it's
ancient burial ground.
Short answer is it's communist China, and they don't like Chinese history.
Oh, yeah.
They try to erase it, so. They erase the culture.
Okay, let's go to movies.
All right. So here's the top grossing movies in 1974. Much like the Billboard charts with the music, these are the big money makers.
Right.
Now, I've also got a supplemental list because I find the 70s horror movies fascinating, so I have a horror movie list. Okay. All right. Number 1, making the big money for the whole year.
Oh, I got it here. Are you talking the Academy Award winner?
I don't know about that.
Oh,
What do you
okay.
got?
I have Godfather Part 2 won the Academy Award.
Oh, that may be.
For
But
Best Picture.
No. These are the top grossing movies of 74. These are the ones that made the most money.
Oh,
And
yeah.
this is interesting.
Okay.
Number 1, Blazing Saddles.
All right, I'm a comedian, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, it stinks! It's not funny. I don't know.
It's funny enough.
I don't know. I don't like it. I never thought it was funny. I don't know.
Just imagine what it could have been if it was actually Richard Pryor in it as it was supposed to be.
Yeah, true.
Okay,
True.
moving on. Number 2 movie for the year. Continuing, like I talked about a little bit ago, with the disaster movies.
Oh, yeah.
The Towering
70s
Inferno.
loved it. Oh, Towering Inferno. Oh, my God, yeah.
Star-studded cast. Disaster
I think I
movie.
remember my dad talking about Towering Inferno.
Yeah, everybody loved Towering Inferno.
Might have been based on a book. I think
Probably.
there's a book Towering Inferno
Yeah.
that I remember seeing the binder.
Well, they might have made a book based off the movie.
maybe
The
that's what I'm
novelization.
seeing.
Remember, back in the 70s, everybody read.
Yeah, right.
Next, man, this is a sequel to one from like 72. The Trial of Billy Jack.
Oh, this isn't the Legend of Billy Jack. This
Yeah.
is the Trial of Billy Jack. This is part
like-
7 or something. They made all these Billy Jack movies. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're made for testosterone-fueled, alcoholic men.
Now, rinse and repeat.
Okay.
Number 4, Mel Brooks again, Young Frankenstein, which I love.
Double shot
Classic.
Gene Wilder here.
Classic, yep. Number 5, disaster movie, Earthquake.
The 70s love their yeah.
Number 6, Godfather Part 2. There you go.
Okay.
Then, more disaster movies. Airport 75.
Oh, here we go.
I told you. They doubled down on the disaster movies.
They ought to make a disaster movie about disaster movies.
It's so funny to me. They tripled down on. Okay, this one. The Life and Times of Grizzly Adams. In movies.
Oh, he made the movies. Yeah, Grizzly Adams. But Grizzly Adams was everywhere in the 70s.
I knew it as a TV show.
Yeah, he came
I didn't
everywhere.
watch.
He was on commercials and everything. He was in the zeitgeist.
I put that on a T-shirt. I knew it as a TV show. ... that I didn't watch.
Right. He was
Right.
in commercials.
At number 9, The Longest Yard.
Okay.
The Burt Reynolds classic.
Yes.
Murder on the Orient Express. This is one of those Peter Ustinov ones, where it's Peter Ustinov as Perot. They made a shit ton of those in the 70s. I don't know if this is the first one or not.
Right.
I forget if we had any of those on before.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
So that's fun. Number 11, Herbie Rides Again.
Herbie, talking Volkswagen Bug, stinks.
But notice, Herbie didn't show up in the previous couple lists of movies.
Yeah.
Because apparently it wasn't, the first movie wasn't that big of a hit. But it got to be a big hit later because I think they ran it on TV. That's probably how we saw it. Then, when the second one came out, now we're on the charts. Number 11 for the year.
Because it was already pre-hyped on these made-for-TV movies on like a Sunday night Disney showcase after Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. They were going to put Herbie the Love Bug on.
Well, definitely the Sunday night ABC Disney show. I mean, when we were kids, when we were little kids, that was the only way we saw a lot of Disney stuff. Like, if we like Disney at all, it's because of that show, because they were so desperate in the 70s that they would actually put the full movies on it and shit.
Yeah.
So, I think.
And they'd put Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom beforehand.
Well, that had nothing to do with Disney.
But yes. It was always the precursor. It would be that, and then the Disney thing. And the Disney would always have commercials for Disney shows and the theme park and blah, blah, blah. It was very
a lot of
Disney-centric.
the Disney vacations and all that, vacation packages to Orlando. Number 12, Benji.
Okay.
Benji was huge in the 70s.
He was cute. We liked Benji. We all wanted a dog that looked like Benji. I daydreamed of it.
Okay, Freebie and the Bean.
What?
Freebie and the Bean.
Never heard of it.
Right.
Okay.
Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry.
Okay.
I know that one. That's Peter Fonda, Suzanne George. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, number 15. That's a big deal.
Okay, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So that was out before the original Halloween and before the original so that was the first of the hack 'em slashers was Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yep. Coming from New Line Cinema.
Wow.
Independent.
Wow, New Line was probably just fledgling then.
Yeah. Made $26 million.
Wow.
The Great Gatsby. Is that the Robert Redford one?
I mean, probably.
I mean, nothing could look stiffer and
Robert,
fun.
yeah, that's just something for moms to watch, yeah.
Some German documentary.
Okay.
Eine Rundgren an die Zukunft. Okay. Thunderbolt and Lightfoot.
Sure.
Chinatown.
Chinatown. Yeah, what is that? What the hell's going on there? Is that like a drug movie in Chinatown in New York in the 70s?
You've never seen it?
No.
Okay, it's a Jack Nicholson movie. It's Roman Polanski. It's about out in L.A. About shady, underhanded water rights in L.A. in the 30s or something.
Okay, all right. That's worth a watch. I know it's in the zeitgeist. I gotta watch it. I don't know it. I haven't seen it.
Death Wish.
Oh, Steve McQueen.
I thought, what?
Isn't it Steve McQueen?
What?
Or Death Wish? Who was Death Wish?
Charles Bronson.
Charles Bronson. All right, I said Steve McQueen.
Which I saw somebody talking about it on a YouTube video recently, and they showed the scene where the street punks attack his wife and daughter.
Street punks.
The leader of the street punks, Jeff Goldblum.
No way.
100%.
Oh, how fun.
100%. It may have been one of his first fucking movie roles. He looks young and squirrely. All right. Man with the Golden Gun.
James Bond.
Right. Roger Moore. The Groove Tube. Terrible. So disappointing. That's Entertainment, which I think was a rehash of clips from old Hollywood musicals. Yeah. Macon County Line. Gone with the Wind must have been a re-release.
Ugh.
Or has it been in release since 67? They put it back in theaters in 67, and in 74 it was still charting. Number 25. Can you believe that? Wow. The Front Page, The Golden Voyage of Sinbad. We remember that one. California Split, Sugarland Express, Claudine, The Conversation. Rest in peace, Gene Wilder. Three Musketeers. Conversation was Gene Hackman. Gene Hackman in a Francis Ford Coppola movie about a guy who is eavesdropping on conversations.
Which is sad. Gene Hackman just died, so boy, perfect timing to wrap that up.
I found it to be an immensely boring movie, but a lot of people apparently seem to like it.
Pacing in movies in the 70s was weird.
It
took a while. A lot of build-up.
Dude, it's not even about pacing. Fucking give it a watch. Check it out. It's glacially slow. It's sort of all about sound design, but these days it's all sort of like, it's not super groundbreaking. I'm sure in its day, it was like the blowout of its day.
Sure, yeah.
All right, so 50 Years of Terror, the essential horror films of 1974. Okay. Now, obviously, We're going to have Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
All right.
Then these might be a little bit more obscure. The Beast Must Die. You know that one?
Nope.
So this is from legendary British production company Amicus. Love Amicus. They celebrated their last hurrah of sorts in 1974, releasing 3 horror films that year, completing its run as one of the best genre houses of the period. All 3 make an appearance on this list for different reasons, but the first is the delightful werewolf whodunit, The Beast Must Die.
Wait, a werewolf whodunit movie? Oh, what an elevator
awesome.
pitch. Yeah, I guess so. I
love
guess.
British movies.
I know, and I think we need more
With a cast that includes Calvin Lockhart, Charles Gray,
Okay.
and Peter Cushing.
All right.
The setup is simple. A rich adventurer invites his friends to his mansion, reveals that one of them is probably a werewolf, and sets out to try and find his prey. Combination of Agatha Christie and Hammer horror. It's got Amicus's wonderful tongue-in-cheek style. It even includes a werewolf break, where the action literally stops
That'd be a good
so the
remake.
audience can make their guess.
That'd be a fun remake to make nowadays, you know?
That's hysterical. Dude, Amicus was dope. Another one, Black Christmas.
Wow, Christmas
While the
horror.
1978 release of Halloween is, and this is all from this website, AV Club. While the 78 release of Halloween is generally accepted as the dawn of slasher movie explosion, Carpenter's film, 4 years earlier, Canadian director Bob Clark made a future slasher essential with this film, which is Black Christmas. Film which follows a group of sorority girls on Christmas break as they're picked off by the killer, whose only real presence in the film is a series of horrifying phone calls. It's got everything you want from a slasher movie: creative kills, creepy atmosphere, holiday setting, and even a point of view camera that adds to the scare factor.
Okay.
Blood for Dracula. This is Paul Morrissey's take on the vampire lord, played by Udo Kier. If you know who he is.
No.
So when this was released, it was known as Andy Warhol's Dracula.
Okay.
So it's an Andy Warhol movie. If you know Andy Warhol movies, buckle in. Also, this movie, The Cars That Ate Paris.
Oh, okay.
Before George Miller was making apocalyptic car chase movies in Australia, George Miller directed Mad Max, The Road Warrior, all those, and, Babe, Pig in the City. Peter Weir, in his delightfully eccentric new wave tale of a town consuming itself amid an economic crisis. Set in the Australian town of Paris, the film follows a community that's resorted to becoming a deadly chop shop to survive harsh times, only to find that the very engines that keep the town running are about to chew it up.
Wow, people eating cars.
Right? Then a movie called Deranged. Was okay.
How many of these you got?
Just a
little
couple.
long.
From Beyond the Grave, It's Alive. I'm just gonna go down some of these names. If people know them, they know. Lisa and the Devil. I love Lisa and the Devil. That's a twisted one. This is from Mario Bava, the Italian horror filmmaker. Madhouse, Messiah of Evil, Phantom of the Paradise, Phase 4, Sugar Hill, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, of course. Yep, there you go.
Not bad.
That's it.
It's worthy of a plunge. If somebody's into that genre, I'd say that whole list, go to the old,
Because
go find
Exorcist
it.
was what, 72, 73 or something like that?
Well, what?
Exorcist?
Right. Yeah.
So that sort of kicked the door open. I mean, so the horror movies have sort of always been there, sort of a B-movie.
but they were always kind of underground and backroomy.
Right.
But now they're kind of coming to the
B-movies
foreplay.
for drive-ins and shit like that.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Roger
date night
Cormans,
movies.
The
Yeah,
Hammer.
but now they're kind of okay, all right, that's cool, that's good, it's good genre.
All right.
Any LD last thing on 74, we got some inventions that were made. Ooh, you're gonna like this one. First year of banana flavored milk, bold detergent.
I remember that.
Yeah. How about bubble yum?
I remember what Bubble Yum.
Yeah, we all love bubble yum. Come on.
Did we?
Yeah. Well, it was gum. I mean, but back then they probably only. I don't know if when I was a kid, I remember it just only being grape and cherry. There's only two kinds.
Well, it was bubblegum flavored.
Right. Well, yeah, but it was red, but they didn't call it cherry, but it
pink.
was bubble. Yeah.
No.
Red and purple.
No.
Bubble yum. Yeah. That's all there was.
Yeah, for Bubble Yum. But there was bubblegum flavor. It was pink.
Oh, yeah.
Like regular bubblegum flavor. Like Double Bubble or
Yeah.
Hubba Bubba.
That pink, right?
Yeah, it was just bubblegum flavor.
You're going to like these next few inventions, or what came out. Guess what? Kraft singles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, anyone with classic Americana grilled cheese sandwich. So that was the birth of the grilled cheese, classic Americana grilled cheese.
Wow, that came out when I was 3. I would have thought it came out in the 50s or something.
Well, also, Kraft grated Parmesan cheese.
Oh, and like the green
Yeah.
can? Yeah.
And, which its partner, its bedfellow, the ragu spaghetti sauce.
You know, I'll tell you this. I was at the grocery store, and normally I get pizza sauce because it doesn't have onions because I hate fucking onions. But I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna try like the Wegmans like spaghetti sauce or whatever. Dude, holy chunks of garlic and shit.
Yeah.
It's inedible. I can't eat it. And it just tasted like every other goddamn fucking out of a
like
can
the Wegmans
spaghetti
one.
sauce.
Yeah.
If you want it, I got the jar of it. I'm not gonna eat it. I'm throwing it away.
Throw it away. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's about it. Oh, the patent and everything, although we hadn't seen it yet, but a Hungarian inventor, Erno Rubik, made the Rubik's Cube.
Erno, yeah.
But, well, we haven't seen it. It hasn't come to America yet, but it's out in the zeitgeist. The Rubik's Cube was
So it
invented.
exists in 74.
Yes.
Interesting.
Here's the biggest one, though.
I think I remember it hitting us in like 77.
Pre-80. I mean, I think I almost remember it around the same time as we were getting our Atari 2600s.
Second grade, third grade, sort of thing.
No, I didn't get it till later. But I knew it was around. I remember.
No, I think I remember somebody in school having one in like
Right.
second grade.
Yeah. But guess what? 74 is the year the barcode was scanned in the supermarket, first supermarket user. Now, we talked about it last week. In 73, it was kind of there, the barcode. But now the supermarket's now at 74.
It was probably some supermarket in Long Island or something, I bet.
Yeah, probably New York or LA, it always was.
No, probably in Long Island.
But here's the big one, kids. The Post-it note was invented in 74. The Post-it note, Mike. I can tell you the guy's name.
What was it?
Arthur Fry.
There you go. With an E?
No, F-R-Y, Arthur Fry. And by using an adhesive that had been invented by Spencer Silver in 1968. So he used an adhesive made by this other guy, so he had to split the patent with, So there it is, 74. What a year. What a year.
Man.
Post-it notes. But there's always that joke, oh, my parents invented Post-it notes, there's always...
Was that a joke? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. It was like every rich kid would say, how did his parents make the money? I don't know. I heard they invented Post-it notes.
Oh, that's what I think.
It was always an urban myth. So there's that. How much time we got? Oh, we're at 1:22. We could do a quick list.
Better hammer it.
We'll hammer it quick. We'll do it under 5. Can we do this? Oh, man, I should almost save this till next week. What do you think?
We got to do one.
Best worst list? Absurd TV show premises.
Oh, man.
Absurd premises. Best or worst? What do you want?
Wow, see, absurd premises. So the best absurd ones and then the worst absurd ones. So the worst absurd ones make sense?
Well, they all don't make sense, but the best ones would be like the ones we liked, and the worst ones would be ones we would throw the remote at. But they're all absurd premises.
Go best.
All right, the best. Number 5, Mork and Mindy, the worst.
That
was a best. But we like Mork and Mindy, but absurd premise.
That's a wacky premise.
I mean, spin-off of Happy Days, by the way. All right, there we go. Number 4, Hogan's Heroes.
Hogan's Heroes is like, wow, what a
They're
premise.
in a concentration camp.
Let the wackiness ensue.
Wow. Elevator pitched that one.
Yeah.
Here's number 3, Bosom Buddies.
Great show, great cast.
I liked it.
But
early Tom Hanks.
what a fucking wacky setup.
Yeah, so they
Wow.
they wanted to stay, they couldn't get an apartment in New York, so they had to dress up as women to stay in an all-women's...
Rent-controlled building.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hildy
Wacky concept.
Hildy and Buffy, yeah.
Absurd premise, of course.
Absurd.
Number 2, here's an absurd premise, but we liked it. Gilligan's Island. I mean, you're yawning.
Yeah, I'm sorry. As a premise, I can sort of see it because
They went out for a 3-hour tour.
I mean, it's this whole Hawaii thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, in World War II, people are like, oh, Pearl Harbor got bombed in Hawaii. Don't forget, it wasn't a state.
Right.
It wasn't a state until later. So 40s, 50s, this whole Hawaiian South Pacific thing was a thing. So being marooned on a desert island sort of a thing, it's not that wacky of a concept, but it is sort of a wacky concept. Yeah. And it's a 3-hour tour.
The Howells brought everything into
The Howells brought everything. Why?
The professor brought everything.
Did he?
Yeah, well, he had a toolkit. He had all kinds of stuff, but he was the professor, so he would naturally have that.
It is weird. And Ginger Grant had all her dresses.
Yeah, all her dresses for a 3-hour tour.
Yeah, for a 3-hour tour. That makes no sense.
Yeah, it just didn't. But I thought, here's a number. Now, my favorite of them all for the best absurd premise, but one of my favorite shows, Three's Company. I'm sorry, absurd premise, but awesome because Three's Company was Jack Tripper had to act like he was gay to the landlord, Mr. Roper, because he wanted to live with 2 girls.
Now,
so they could share the rent.
It is a remake of a British show.
Oh, yeah? I didn't know that.
It's a remake of a British show called Man About the House.
Oh, okay. All right.
Where you get the setup where the 2 girls, the 3 girls, and one moves out, and the other 2 need a new roommate, and they can't find a girl, but they know this guy, he's a nice guy, and so rather than him dressing up like a woman, which I'm sure if the British would have figured out, they would have done bosom buddies first, but they didn't.
They didn't quite get there, because they didn't have rent-controlled buildings then.
I guess not. So, yeah, anyway.
Okay, well, that was bad. Well, here we go. Worst. Now, this is my list of worst shows that I think all these shows stink in different ways. They stink. Worst shows, absurd TV premise is number 5. This one goes back to 1990. Sorry, this is pretty new, but this one sent rage down my spine when I saw it. I threw the remote. Cop Rock. It was a musical.
Yeah, it was. Wow. Yeah, Cop Rock was bad.
Yeah, I got really mad. Number 4. Okay, this is an old one from when we were kids. I thought it was an absurd premise. Bewitched was terrible.
No, I told you before. That's an established presence. Before Bewitched, there were like 2 movies. I think there were a couple of movies that had that as a premise.
Yeah. All right, or you could swap that out with I Dream of Jeannie. I Dream of Jeannie's absurd premise. The astronaut finds the genie in the bottle.
It is.
And takes her home, and she becomes a housewife? Well, he works for the Air Force?
Well, yeah. I mean,
okay, let's switch that out to I Dream of Jeannie.
It's a very absurd premise. I Dream of Jeannie is very absurd.
Yeah, when you say it out loud, you go, how did this ever pass the elevator pitch?
Because don't they pitch it to us in the intro that he's a astronaut, he goes up, comes back down in the capsule, he lands in the water in the ocean, and her bottle floats on by?
Yeah,
Is
like
that
a message.
what I remember?
Yeah, kind of like a message in a bottle, and then he rubs it.
Right?
Yeah.
He pulls the cork out.
Yeah, and out comes the genie, and then they fall in love, and he takes her home, and then all of a sudden, he's working for the Air Force.
No. He was an astronaut.
Well, he was an astronaut to begin with, but
Right.
but he always had the Air Force suit on.
Which I think the Air Force just got started at that time.
Yeah, maybe there was, yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible. But it
Yeah.
was just dumb. It was just dumb. I liked her, though. She was cute.
Yeah, she's great. Larry Hagman, his buddy,
Larry Hagman.
Bill Daly or whatever the fuck. Yeah. Great. I didn't watch the show. It was so hokey. It was so hokey I couldn't buy into it.
I know. But I watched it. Okay, here's number 3 worst. Harry and the Hendersons. Harry and the Hendersons.
I thought we were talking TV shows.
Yeah, that was a TV show.
Was it?
Yeah, John Lithgow was in it.
That's the movie.
Oh, that was the movie version. Wasn't Harry and the Hendersons? There was a TV show, Harry and the Hendersons.
There was later.
Yes.
Based off the movie.
Stinks.
Yes.
All right, let's go on.
That should be a whole separate category of bad TV shows based off movies. Write that down.
Oh, yes. Add that to a list at some point. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Wait, I'm going to jot that down. Go ahead.
Okay, and we got number 2, absurd premise, Alf. Alien life form.
Love Alf.
I don't know if I loved Alf or I hated Alf.
Well, it depends, once again, over time. It's sort of like the Fonzie thing. when Alf started, no one was watching. It's a crazy, ridiculous fucking premise. And he's a crazy character.
Who ate cats. He ate Lucky.
Who ate cats. Yeah. And the Achmonics next door. And the whole thing's funny. And Willie and the kids and Benji Gregory and Andre Elfman and whatever. It was wacky. The first couple seasons, no one was watching. And it was pretty funny because they were just doing wacky shit. And that guy that was writing for it was fucking on heroin at the time and shit. He wrote that book about it. He wrote that book, Permanent Midnight.
Yeah.
And but then it started to really catch on in the ratings. Like third season maybe or something like that. Third,
and they're like, oops.
Yeah, and then it went really mainstream, and then it really they ran out of shit to do with it.
Right.
Then they couldn't make Alf. The thing that made Alf sort of out of control was that, like he's like I'm gonna eat that cat over there. Like, you're not gonna eat our pet,
Yeah. At first, he was kind of irreverent, but
Yes.
then as it got on, it kind of became more comical, kid friendly.
He was
Let's train the young kid.
He was so mainstreamy safe that it was like
they lost the original darkness. All right, number one. I thought this was a horrible premise. I think one of the worst shows ever. I'm sorry, The Partridge Family was the worst.
It is a wacky premise.
Yeah, they're in a shit band and they're touring around in their shit vehicle. And was the dad the manager, or was there no dad?
No dad. And I actually have sort of always been fascinated with the Partridge Family because I don't remember being on when we were kids. I remember hearing about it. I remember people, David, because remember when we were kids,
David Cassidy was a big deal.
They had the Hardy Boys show with Sean Cassidy. Sean Cassidy was a big deal. And everybody would go, but his brother David Cassidy, ooh, he was really cute.
Yeah, and he was on Teen Beat magazines and everything.
And
the
was
girls
like, it was like, why? He's not doing anything. And they're like, he was on the Partridge Family. I never saw Partridge Family until recently. I'm sort of fascinated with the Partridge Family because I don't get it.
I don't either.
And I think I saw the first episode recently because it was like on Hulu or Tubi or something like that. Where it was like
terrible.
season 1, episode 1. And I think like they mentioned what happened to the dad, but I don't know what it was. But it's like Shirley Jones is now single mom with 5 kids, and she doesn't know what to do. And then they rope in that Reuben Kincaid to be the manager.
Right. Yeah. Why couldn't they just made Reuben Kincaid the dad, and then but the fact she's a single mom and she's got to raise these darn kids the best she can, so they're going to start a band.
Yeah.
And they play songs?
It's a wacky premise.
Stinks.
Yeah, and it's like the drummer's like 9. The keyboard player's like 6. It's like
it's unbelievable. Now, here's some runners up real quick before we go. I always thought Welcome Back Kotter was a stupid premise. There was the
Welcome Back, dude. That's all Gabe Kaplan. Man, you could do a whole thing about Gabe Kaplan. Jeez.
Well, I always thought the Munsters was terrible. I'm sorry. I didn't think it was funny. But we're just talking absurd premises.
No, you're right.
Absurd premise.
Yeah,
the Munsters was an absurd
Munsters
premise.
was goofy in sort of a kiddie way. I always thought Addams Family was funnier for me.
Right. And do you remember the show? There was this show called Small Wonders where there's like a...
Small Wonder?
Yeah.
The girl was a robot?
She was a robot.
Yeah.
85 to 89. Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Well, yeah, I can't believe it lasted 4 years.
There's this, what's the Mr. Smith show? It was in like 83. And it was a monkey. He was like an orangutan, a well-dressed orangutan that could talk. Mr. Smith.
I think it's like one of these. I think it was like an NBC high concept show where it was like they like some smart doctor like had put his like mind into some sort of serum and he injected it into some sort of ape and then he ostensibly you would say he died, but being it like some sort of NBC show, I'm sure bad guys broke in. And he got killed in the exchange, but he managed to download himself essentially into the orangutan. So now the orangutan, it's like a modern version of Lancelot Link's secret chimp. They've got a primate dressed up in people clothes with glasses and going ba 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 ba, and they're running the dialogue.
They're smearing peanut butter on his lips and hoping for the best.
Dude, Lancelot Link is hysterical because they're chimpanzees. They're literally like, it's so fucking funny.
I know, the 70s loved their chimpanzees. You can't argue with the 70s. They don't do chimps anymore, but...
I mean, it got all capped off in the near the end of the 70s. We'll talk about that when we get there.
But thanks for tuning in, guys. It was a wacky show. We had good fun in 1974. We'll see you next week.
Watch the show. Share it with your neighbors. Share it with your friends. Like, subscribe. Hit us up in the comments. Shoot us an email. thedukecast@gmail.com. And we'll see you next week.